All right, hey guys, OFD checking in here, and today we have an awesome prototype in from MAS Watches. Now, if you guys watch the channel, you know I've had a number of MAS watches on here before. Probably one of the most famous dive watches out of Australia with their Irukanji diver, which is a really awesome watch from an independent watchmaker. Now, if you're not familiar with MAS, it's Matthew and Son Watches. Matt and his son Tate kind of got this company going here. So big shout out to Tate. You guys are doing a great job. But they've made some really nice watches. Again, the Irukanji. I'm wearing today on my wrist the JCB, the Rose Golden Crimson or the Golden Crimson. I really love this watch. The JCB was designed after Matt's grandfather's original watch that he wore when bringing the family over to Australia from Scotland. So anyways, this is their newest offering, and this is the Arcticus, and I'm really excited that I was able to look at the prototype. This watch will be going over to Chris at Marshall Time next, so keep an eye out for this on his channel. Now, I'm not sure if this is the way these are going to come packaged or anything like that. These are not even on Kickstarter yet. Like I said, there's a prototype. There's a number of things that are actually going to change on the watch when they go into full production. But let's go ahead and check out the prototype and see where we're starting off here. So, undoing the roll here, we have the watch, and I'll move the watch roll off to the side here, and this is the blue, the Glacier Blue Arcticus. Now, this watch is going to be available in a red dial, green dial, black dial, this blue dial, and perhaps another color I'm just forgetting there, but this is a really cool release from MAS Watches. What I'd consider kind of a cross between a sport watch and a field watch. You do have 150 meters of water resistance. You have this very clean, legible dial. The biggest difference, not making it a field watch really, is the lack of a 24-hour dial on the inside. But other than that, it has everything you would really want on a watch. Now let's talk specifications or size here really quickly. You have a 40 millimeter case from side to side. I measure 47 lug tip to lug tip, 11 millimeters of thickness from the case back to the top of the flat sapphire crystal, and this watch has 20 millimeter lug openings. Now, very well put together watch, and proportionally that's just about perfect as far as the size goes. Now, I particularly asked for this blue model because I thought the Glacier Blue was just an absolutely beautiful watch. Handset is awesome on this watch. I don't really know what you'd call that, some sort of a baton style hands, but the way they're put together is just really awesome. Nice, thick BGW9 laid up the center of these hands. I will do a Loom shot at the end, but I will tell you that Matt did use this watch or these prototypes for testing the different Loom types out there. So you'll see some kind of unevenness in the Loom on the watch, although he did say that the Loom on the hands, the thick BGW9, is going to be what's on the rest of the watch eventually. So you guys, I think you can notice right off, this has a sandwich dial on it. So you have the blue on top. You have the cutouts where you're going to have your Loom applied there. Arabics at 12, 3, 6, and 9, which I think looks really nice. These kind of nice rounded off chiclet style indices all the way around. They remind me of chiclet gum with those rounded edges on there, but really nice looking piece. The finish work on the watch is pretty good. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to add any polishing to this, but everything is brushed. One of the things I wanted to note, and Matt told me, he said that the, and this is very minor, I got to say, is that he said that the fitment of the lugs would be a little bit better on the production models. You can see that the in-link sticks up a little bit more there, but not really that big of a deal, to be honest. I expected worse than that when he told me. Pierced lugs for easy strap changes. You can see how sharply these lugs dive down, so they're going to really fit your wrist nicely. The bracelet is very rock solid. Now, this is a push pin bracelet. The production models will be screw link, which is great. I'd rather have a screw link bracelet push pins, but if I was going to have push pins, I'd rather have push pins than the collars like that. So really killer looking case back on this. I guess I could have looked up what that was. I'm not really sure, but that is pretty wild looking. It looks like ice breaking up or something like that off of a Glacier or something, but really cool looking case back on the watch. Very well put together. This watch is running the Miyota 9039 movement. So what's great about that, it's a high beat movement, hacking and hand windable, and it's a true no date movement. In other words, when you unscrew the crown, a lot of people will like throw an MH35 in a watch like this, which has a date complication, and when you pull it out to the first position, it keeps running because it's supposed to be spinning a date. This is a true no date, so you see I pull it out, it only has two positions. So you've got your in, where you're going to hack it, or when you're going to run it, and you can wind it from this position also. You pull the crown out, it's going to stop the hand. So no ghost position on the crown. The 9039 is a really good movement. These movements have like a 40-hour power reserve and keep excellent time. So, all right, let's pause it, get this watch on my 7-inch wrist, and then stick around for the Loom shot. All right, so not my watch. I'm not going to size the bracelet to fit my wrist, but you can see how this 40mm case sits perfectly in the center of my wrist, and the diving lugs on the watch make it wear even shorter than the 47mm that it is. Now, like I said, 7-inch wrist, you have a lot of meat left on this. There is micro adjusters on here. I'm not sure about the size of the bracelet on the production models. I'm sure they're going to make them to fit up to an 8-inch wrist or larger. You do have the micro adjustments and everything like that. So let's go ahead and dim the lights and see what the Loom looks like. Now, as I stated previously, this is a prototype watch, and Matt does have intentions to change the Loom up. He wants to add the thicker BGW9 that you're going to see on the hands to the rest of the dial. But really cool layout. The nice thing about these sandwich dials is adding that Loom or relooming these watches in the future is like super, super easy. But definitely like to see a deep glow of that BGW9 throughout those indices there. But really killer looking watch. This is the Glacier Blue Arcticus from MAS Watches. I'll leave information to their website down below so you can get ready for the Kickstarter launch of these watches, but really, really great looking piece. Thank you to Matthew and Tate for sending this out to me for a review. And remember, it's going over to Marshall Timex, so check out that review. Guys, like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed to the OFD channel yet, please do. Please do. Thanks, guys.